John Lennon has received hero worship ever since his passing, seemingly achieving a level of quasi-demigod status unmatched by anybody else. But when Neil Young once opted to revere rock's fallen heroes, the late Beatle took offense to this idea. Neil Young's timeless song, My Hey Hey, Out of the Blue, explores this overused feeling and, unfortunately, is now inextricably associated to Kurt Cobain's passing when the Nirvana frontman quoted the line in his suicide note. Young later commented, "When he died and left that note, it struck a deep chord inside of me, it fucked with me. I coincidentally had been trying to reach him. I wanted to talk to him, tell him only to play when he felt like it." Young was greatly saddened by Cobain's passing, which inspired him to create the album Sleeps with Angels, which he later dedicated to the late Nirvana frontman. Tragically, the song Cobain referenced in his final act honors deceased rock heroes who led quick lives and tragically passed away too soon. Lennon, however, belonged to a different philosophical movement. He publicly denounced the lyric because he didn't think it was appropriate for Young to use his platform to glorify this way of life. Lennon said to Playboy in one of his final interviews, "I hate it. It's better to fade away like an old soldier than to burn out. If he was talking about burning out like Sid Vicious, forget it. I don't appreciate the worship of that Sid Vicious or of that James Dean or that John Wayne. It's the same thing making Sid Vicious a hero, Jim Morrison. It's garbage to me. I worship the people who survive. Gloria Swanson, Greta Garbo." John continued, "They're saying John Wayne conquered cancer. He wiped it like a man. You know, I'm sorry that he died and all that. I'm sorry for his family, but he didn't wipe cancer. It wiped him. I don't want Sean worshipping John Wayne or Johnny Rotten or Sid Vicious. What do they teach you? Nothing. That. Sid Vicious died for what? So that in my rock. I mean, it's garbage, you know." Lennon concluded, "If Neil Young admires that sentiment so much, why doesn't he do it? Because he sure as hell faded away and came back many times, like all of us. No, thank you. I'll take the living and the healthy." Despite his admiration for Lennon, Young felt obligated to speak up in defense of the intent behind his work, which he believed had been misunderstood by the bespectacled Beatle. Neil Young explained, "The essence of the rock and roll spirit to me is that it's better to burn out, really bright, than to sort of decay off into infinity, even though if you look at it in a mature way, you'll think, well yes, you should decay off into infinity and keep going along. Rock and roll doesn't look that far away. Rock and roll is right now, what's happening right this second." Although Neil Young's song definitely celebrated tragedy, in his opinion, it was more about rock and roll scene's immediacy. Despite the fact Lennon hated the message, he perfectly personified Young's idea of what rock and roll should be, which is very ironic given his position.
Hello.
That was Ringo, folks.
Well, what can I say?
And goodbye
You
from all of
know.
us.
Well, this is Ringo. Everyone seems to have said everything here, so I'll just sign off by saying cheerio and best of luck from the Beatles.